Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the MLB Guardcast. I am Mike Vorhies. He is Bryan Shaw. Bryan, I love the title. It is put up or shut up time for the Cleveland Guardians. 18 to go. And where's the life support sound? That's what we need right now. The Guardians are on life support. There's still a chance, folks.
There is still a chance. I posted the GIF. The one, not the one of Undertaker sitting up out of the casket, but the one of him peeking. The one of him looking out the corner of his eye. Like that's them. They're peeking. They're trying.
They're doing something. My goodness.
It's September 10th. They have a shot to sneak into the playoffs. You probably would ask for them to be closer to clinching at this point. You would have hoped that maybe they'd be more towards the division lead, but at least we have relevant baseball in September.
We do. We absolutely have relevant baseball. If you've been living under a rock or since we last recorded on August the 29th, the Guardians have won 8 of their last 12 games. They went 2-1 against Seattle, 1-2 against Boston, 3-1 against Tampa, and they're currently 2-0 against Kansas City. Game 3 of the series takes first pitches in a few minutes down at Progressive Field.
No, already happened. 1-0.
What? 1-0? Them or us?
Them. 6:40 it started.
Oh, I thought it was 7:10. I wrote 7:10.
Tomorrow's 7:10.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
You're a day
We're
ahead.
8.5. We're 8.5 games behind Detroit. I don't think we're catching them. We're 2.5 games out of the final wild card spot. So New York and Boston pretty much have the top 2 sealed. It comes down to either Texas, Seattle, Cleveland, Kansas City, or Tampa Bay. We could pretty much take Kansas City out of it for now. And I think that series coming up against Texas could be the end-all, be-all.
Which would be really fun for the final series to mean something. A buddy of mine said something fun yesterday that if you think about it, and let's see if you can get what he was putting down, the Guardians are really only 2 games back of the Tigers. He's assuming they'll sweep them in the next over the next 6 games.
Listen, they're playing the Yankees right now, and it's very difficult because I don't know who to root for here. Because if the Yankees lose, that just helps the teams in the wild card race. But if Detroit loses, that means the Guardians keep winning, we gain ground. So I'm torn. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, I think we go back to what we said a month ago. Just keep winning.
Keep winning.
That's it. There's enough games left. You said 18, right? Including today?
18 counts today, yes.
There's enough games left that a loss, 2 losses here and there, isn't going to move the needle. I think what fans need to take away from this season is, and yes, they have been an up and down roller coaster, but how many times has Guardians Twitter put the nail in the coffin on this team this season? How many times has Guardians Twitter said, "Oh, wait, but we're back. Now we're back. We're back now." Like all those, the season's over, put a nail in the coffin stuff, like all that emotion.
The fat lady singing, all that stuff, like, fire vote, all this stuff, sell the team.
But all of that, like if they end up making the playoffs and are good down the stretch, enough so that they can make the playoffs, like doesn't that all sound silly at that point? Like, was all that emotional turmoil worth it? Like, I don't know. Maybe
publicly shame?
I'm just getting old.
Well, can we publicly shame all the folks that kind of wrote off the team? And
I mean, we
by the way,
wrote off the team, and we didn't think that they would.
breaking news, Brian. I'm sorry, breaking news into the MLB Guardcast desk here. Kyle Manzardo says not so fast, my friend, and just had a absolute 2-run bomb to put the Guards up.
Nice.
Wanted to throw that out there.
Very nice.
Off my phone. So
yeah, the Royals are on a bullpen game today. So, can Cleveland take advantage?
I think so.
I mean, you've got rational thought through the season, and I think this season more than any really shows how long the season is and how things can change so quickly throughout the season because
I've aged 20 years this season. I feel like I am way older now than when we started this season.
Yeah.
I mean, I
understand
very long.
And there has been turmoil, like the Ortiz thing and the Class A thing and injuries. And I guess we can move on to that next. There's been some injury news of two guys as of late that don't sound good. Sounds like Lane Thomas's foot is again an issue, and he needs to see a foot specialist. So, not that there was much time left to see him for the rest of the year, but
I think his season is pretty much over.
Is done. And Nick Enright is going to see the Grim Reaper of baseball pitchers in Dr. Meister. So, you never like hearing that news. Typically, when people go see him, that means Tommy John.
Yeah. So, this is very funny. I had hair when the season started. I did too, and then I had to start wearing a hat. So there you go. I feel the pain. Yeah. So rosters expanded. My heart breaks for Nick Enright. Defeats cancer, gets to the big leagues, looks really good. Great arm in the bullpen, and then gets hurt. Zach Kent comes up, takes his roster spot. Rosters expanded. We called it. Big Christmas. Brian got a late Christmas gift that we get one last look at John Kenzie Noel. And then George Valera gets called up. And what does he do in his very first game? Like, come on. This is Hollywood stuff. He doesn't hit a home run, but he's hitting like 500 right now.
Now, granted, he hasn't had a ton of playing time, so but
what did John Kenzie Noel? John Kenzie Noel hit a home run in his very first at bat.
He did. And after he threw the bat, you remember that?
Yes,
like
I do.
His first swing, he basically threw the bat into the stands.
He did. And then Valera he got a hit. He gets a double. He had a pinch hit late in a game during this stretch. Like this, this is a Hollywood story for George Valera. When we thought he was, dead, gone, and buried, pardon the pun, but he rises up like the Undertaker, gets the call up, and it's next man up. Brian Rocchio's been playing out of his mind. I love the fact that we're putting Brian Rocchio in the lineup every day. I'd like to see him at short so that either Angel Martinez or Daniel Schneemann can play second base.
Well, you've seen that the last couple of nights because Gabriel Arias is injured again. We don't know how badly, but he's been out of the lineup. So yeah, it's been Schneemann at second, Rocchio at short. And to the criticisms that we gave Rocchio last year and the early part of this year, and pretty deservedly, I'd say. I don't think we were being overly harsh on him, but he's responded, and he's also done a really great job at that bouncing back and forth. That can be difficult, going from short to second, from short to second, and back and forth. And I think, the bat coming around has just been huge. Yeah. It's been really, really nice.
I saw it pop up in the game that I was watching the other day. Since the All-Star break, I think he's hitting like 270.
Yeah, the Guardians put it out the other day. I'll grab it real
he's
quick.
Playing well. Let's talk about our starting pitching for a second. Slade Ciccone almost had a no-hitter. Parker Messick has been pitching extremely well. Joey Cantillo looked amazing the other day.
He did.
Gavin's looked good. Logan Allen and Bybee, like we're doing everything that we need to move on here into the postseason. We just, like you said, we just have to keep winning.
Yeah.
We control our own destiny. That's kind of what how I look at it.
Rocchio is batting .269 with 32 RBIs and 13 doubles. 52 hits.
I mean,
in
that's phenomenal numbers. I will take that and run with it
since
every day
his
of the week.
return.
Yeah, I'll take that. He's played well.
So they have 74 wins. They're 74-70.
Yep.
We have 18 games left.
Okay.
I would say I think you need to go 12-6.
I want to go 14-4.
I feel like that's a tough ask.
The only reason I say that, because then that would give me the win total that I suggested at the beginning of the season.
At 88?
That's what I suggest.
Yeah.
That's what I predicted. So
Yeah.
no, I mean, I think 12-6 is reasonable. If you look at the Guardians' schedule for these last 18 games.
Yep, I do have it up.
I mean, obviously you've got today with Kansas City, you've got tomorrow with Kansas City. And then hold on,
Chicago for 3.
Which that should be a sweep. We should not even be discussing Detroit or Chicago. We need to just blow through them.
All right,
and
so
then we go to Detroit.
Well, let's play this schedule game. Let's give them a split versus Kansas City over the next 2. So you're 1-1. Okay. You say you need a Chicago sweep, so now you're 4-1.
Let's go 2-1. If we had to,
okay.
It's a 3-game series. If we can take 2 out of 3, I'm happy.
All right, so then that's 3-2. Then you've got at Detroit.
Well, that's a big series.
What if you stumble there? What if you go 1-2?
But that's okay, because we have 4 against Minnesota where we can make up ground.
So now, what did I say? So you're 4-3. Minnesota, you've got 4. Let's say you take 3 there. That's 7-4. Then
3
Detroit
against
again.
Detroit at home.
Okay.
2-1.
So let's give them
2-1 again. Yep. 2-1 again.
So that's 9. And then Texas.
Sweep. It's got to be.
Okay.
It has to be a sweep to get in. I mean, we're going to need to sweep somebody. And if it comes down to Texas on the last day, are you kidding me?
Well, I feel like we were pretty reasonable
game
there in the schedule game. We said overall you're going to split with Detroit. Over the 6 games, you're going 3-3 versus Detroit. You're taking.
Oh no, we're going 4-2 against Detroit. I would love to go 4-2. I think if we can win the series, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a split. Logically,
but what we just talked about to get the numbers, we had just
they'll stumble. I mean, they could stumble.
We had just said that they would go 3-3 there. So like I feel like we kind of came up with some realistic scenarios there. I think the tough one is going to be, can you take 3 or 4 from Minnesota? Or as you said, can you sweep somebody in there? Can you sweep Chicago because we gave them a loss there? Can you sweep Minnesota for the entire 4? Can you sweep Kansas City for the next 2? That starts to give you more cushion. And then when you get to Texas,
just go 18-0? Can we just somehow ride the Lightning and just go into the postseason as hot as one team could possibly
be? Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
Well, actually, if they do that, wait. If they do that,
their division
that would mean they would have won 23 in a row because they're already on a 5-game heater. So that means that they would have beat the 22-game win streak. Let's not get wild here.
No, let's not do that. But I mean, here's why this is so much fun. Like it is baseball. It is a love story. It's a movie in itself. Like there are so many nuances with the game of baseball that this is what makes it fun. I get it. 162 games, so long, such a long season. I have been begging for them to kind of shorten the season some, just some. Make it 120 games. Make it around 100 games. Like something. We don't 162 and plus the postseason plus spring training. Like there's so much.
I can't see them doing that for if they add teams. There was something about they would have to go down to like 150 something because of scheduling.
Perfect.
But
that's going in the right direction.
But they would never go down to like 120 because then statistics are all out the window and you basically then have to start over on like, okay, everything before this was 100 and however many games and everything after this was that many more. That gets tough. I want to talk about Seattle's schedule upcoming because if we're going to scoreboard watch, they have some interesting series coming up. On September 16th through the 18th, they play Kansas City, who is fighting for a playoff spot. Same as us.
No. Oh, no.
Something bad happening?
No. I'm saying no, I don't. Not who do I root for here? Is it Kansas City or is it Seattle?
You got to root for Kansas City at that point because we would have taken care of Kansas City, and then we need them to help us. Then, if Seattle keeps winning, I believe Seattle is only one game out of their division currently.
They are.
They play Houston after Kansas City. Is it possible that by September 23rd, we're no longer chasing Seattle, but we're chasing Houston?
Maybe.
That is also a scenario that could play out.
Yep.
Then the Mariners finish off with 3 against Colorado and 3 against the Dodgers. Now, you would say, okay, the Dodgers will be tough, but will they?
Yeah.
Will the Dodgers be resting? Will they be playing bench players?
Did you see the post by the Colorado Rockies? Their social media people put out a tweet saying that if you own a Colorado Rockies jersey and if you have ever thrown a baseball, come down to Coors Field and we want to make September fun or something like that.
Oh boy.
Are they literally inviting fans to participate here? Did I read this correct? Are things so bad in Colorado that they're basically saying, for the love of God, please, fans, come and help us? They're not asking fans to take to hit, are they? Like, what? There's got to be something. This has got to be a joke, right? There's so many liabilities that could potentially happen here, right?
Yeah.
I get that things are bad. I get that your team sucks, but don't get the fans involved. Come on. We don't need to see more people get hurt. Anyway, no, to answer your question, those last few games, I mean, they could sweep Colorado. They could potentially sweep the AAA Dodgers at that point because they could move people around and rest people. And I mean, they're already in the playoffs. So what do they got to play for? You know what I mean? There's so many variables here. There's a ton of variables at stake. I say we just control our own destiny. And just do it.
I think at minimum, it is exactly what we have said for like the last 4 or 5 years. At least it's going to be interesting.
It is.
Kansas
City just tied the game, so it's 2-2 now. There has
been little boring. I mean, there's been some stints, but other than what? End of 21 was pretty bad. End of 23 was pretty bad. But they're making it interesting here. So, given, like I said, all the controversy and then the 10-game losing streak and, other bad stretches, there was the other 6-game losing streak.
Can you imagine a time if they didn't lose 10 in a row?
Yeah. That's the thing. And that's what stinks about that losing streak so much more is that if you even if you won like 2 in there, you're in such a better spot right now.
Yeah.
Even if you stole 2 there's a bunch of games right now where you look back and you think, man, if Cade just didn't blow that save, man,
he's blown what, 5 or 6?
It's up there a little bit.
Yeah. It's not great. I'm worried. That's one of the things I am worried about. Cade Smith is somebody that I am very concerned getting into the playoffs when the games are more. If we are able to get into the playoffs, and then these games mean so much more, is he going to be able to handle the pressure if he's called upon to close a game? If it's a one-run game, like
I don't see
you're
how that's
asking
any.
a lot.
You are, but I don't see how that's any less pressure than what he was dealing with last year in the playoffs.
Maybe.
And he's got that experience.
Well, but he was the setup guy, though, then. He wasn't the closer.
Sure. But
I mean, I think it's even more. There's more pressure on him now this year because he doesn't have Class A behind him, and they're missing the Tim Herron of old, and they're missing Stefan, and they're missing pieces. And
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also a part of you that says, you know what? It's house money. We weren't supposed to be here. Everybody counted us out.
Right.
And if you're playing a wild card series versus the Astros or versus the Mariners, it'll be interesting.
Hey, we beat the Astros earlier this season, but Yordan Alvarez is back, so I mean that lineup's scary. Their stadium still sucks, but
at this point, let's play a little game.
Sure.
If you get to the wild card series, if you get to the playoffs, who's your starting 3 pitchers?
Easy. Oh, this is for me the first 3 out of the rip. Parker Messick, Slade Ciccone, Gavin Williams with Joey Cantillo right behind him.
So you are benching 4. Tanner Bybee.
Nope, Bybee can pitch. He's just not starting. If I need him, he can pitch, but he's not going to be one of the guys I'm leaning on right now.
Last year's
he's
ace
not an ace right now. He's not an ace right now. I mean, in the postseason, honestly, if you look at it, you shorten games, right? So if you can start a game, let's say Parker Messick starts a game, right? He gives you 3 innings, no runs, nothing. You could potentially have Tanner Bybee come in and throw 3 innings as well. Now you've got it to a 3-inning game where you can turn it over to Gaddis, Sabrowski, Cade Smith. Like, ideally you could. It's not about throwing it. Like, it's not about your starter giving you 100 pitches in 7 innings. You'll take it, but it's not realistic in the playoffs. You shorten these games up as much as you can. And if you can take all 5 of our starters, and if you can piggyback off of them, if we run with a 6-man rotation, 2 starters per game, I mean, that shortens tremendously, and then your bullpen's not overworked.
Yeah. I am surprised more teams don't do like a 2-starter kind of setup.
I think it's all about how it throws people off with routines, and I get it. A pitcher is probably one of the biggest when it comes to routine and knowing that they're going to throw every 5 days and they got to throw on these days. Like, I get it.
If you can set it up in a way where
you could,
like, you basically just piggyback 2 guys together, put a righty and a lefty together. You put, Gavin and Cantillo together.
Mm-hmm.
And then
where's John Means? Did he follow it? Like, where'd he go?
He had a 5-inning start in Columbus, I think, yesterday.
Great. Is he coming up? Is he joining us?
That I would say so.
He could be our Matthew Boyd. He can be our Matthew Boyd. Let's go. Call him up right before the postseason and let's rock with him. Then we'll figure out that we can figure it out. We can move somebody to the bullpen and Festa can disappear, or Allard can stay, but just not use him unless we need him. Like, we can figure it out. I'm all for doing whatever we need to do to get this team over the top. Because, listen, getting to the wild card round, great. Perfect. You made it to the ALCS last year. You were within, 2 wins of going to the World Series? Because we only won 2 against the Yankees, correct?
Yeah.
So we were 2 games away from potentially going to the World Series. I think that's where we need to get through the divisional series. Get through the wild card, get through the divisional, get through the ALCS. Let's go back. Let's get the World Series. Come on. That would be the ultimate dream, right? Like, if the Guardians could somehow figure it out and they get hot at the right time and they roll into the playoffs, who's to say they can't stay hot? And just because obviously the games are going to be harder, but who's the best team in baseball right now at playing guards ball? Hello? It's the Cleveland Guardians, because we can get 2 runs and win a game, 1 run and win a game. If the bullpen holds, we can do it. We totally could do it. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, Brian. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well, I will remind you that the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2023 made the playoffs with 84 wins, which is only 10 more wins than the Guardians currently have with 18 games to go.
Yep.
And made it to the World Series.
Yeah.
So it is, as you said, it is possible. It is possible to get hot at the right time, regardless of the flaw of the roster and what you think of this team. Because granted, after that 10-game losing streak, the Guardians were one of the hottest teams and one of the best offenses in baseball during their, 15, 16 game stretch where they were playing much better. So you can get hot for that 2-week period, and that's all it takes. Now, yes, the playoffs are a different beast and all those things, and yes, we know all that. We've been watching this game for 40 years. We know this very, very well.
60 for me, because I'm 20 years older this year, but I understand your point. Like, it is so possible that all we have to do, if we're limping in, we're still in. All it takes, how many games do we have to win to get a World Series? 4 in the divisional series, right? It's a 7-game series. Wild card is 5.
Wild.
Is it 5, 7, 7, 7? Isn't that how it goes?
It's not.
I think it's
3. Oh, wild card isn't wild card.
I think wild card is 5. I thought it was 5. Now I got to go.
It's changed so much.
I know we got a ghost runner. We got all sorts of things that we have to try to figure out. Let's look this up quickly while people
are like, you guys are idiots.
No, we're not idiots. We just, things change.
Yeah, the wild card series is
all right. So, all right, best of 3 for the wild card.
Yeah,
so 3, 5, 7, 7.
Yes.
So do the math. 3, 5, 7, 7.
So 2.
So 14. Yeah.
2, 3.
2.
So that's 5. Yep. And then 4 and 4.
So that's 8. 4 and 4 is 8. So 13 wins.
13 wins.
Guys, that's all we need. 13 wins. Once we get in the playoffs, 13 wins doesn't seem like a lot. We can get it done. We know there's going to be ups and downs. We know that there's going to be pitchers like Tarek Skubal that own us and make us look idiotic at the plate, and we strike out 15 times in a game. I get it.
If I remember right, and my old feeble brain, because we were just talking about we don't know how many games are in different series, but remind me what happened the last time we faced Tarek Skubal in the playoffs.
Lane Thomas hit a grand slam, and we beat him, right? In a 7-game series, we beat him. So everybody is human, right? That just proves it that everybody is human, right?
But also
one bad pitch changed the outcome of that series, because what if Lane doesn't hit the grand slam? Then what?
What if you don't even ever have to face the Tigers? What if they get bounced by somebody else?
The Yankees, perfect. The Blue Jays, perfect. Boston, sure. Why not? We just beat Boston.
So we didn't.
We went 1 and 2. Did we go 1 and 2? We did. We went 1 and 2 against Boston. Anyway, we can beat Boston. We can beat the Yankees. We can beat Houston. We can beat Seattle. Toronto? Cleveland. Cleveland North is what I'm referring to them as. Could you imagine a playoff game where Shane Bieber starts against the Guardians?
Oh man, no.
Oh my gosh, the city would
No.
fall apart.
Speaking of which, actually, let's talk about Shane Bieber, because the city was falling apart when he had his first start and he looked phenomenal.
And then he got roughed up in his next one, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And I didn't see anybody talking about that start. I didn't see Guardians Twitter having a meltdown.
We never talk about the negatives. We only talk about the positives. We get mad and jealous when guys do great when we trade. No one's talking about the fact that Miles Straw is having a decent season this year in Toronto. Nobody's talking about the fact that Andres Jimenez is hitting below 200. It's stronger than it was here in Cleveland.
Sure.
I think he's hitting like 240. I think.
But he has a 670. He has a 670 OPS. Like,
where does that, if you were on the Guardians, where would that rank?
Give me a moment.
Pretty high, I'll bet. I'm gonna bet. Miles Straw, let's see. He's hitting 263, 4 home runs, 30 RBIs, 65 hits.
A 670 OPS for the team would be
just I'm hypothetical.
That would be 5th.
Wow. Hey, 5th's not bad. Just saying. Anyway,
that would be better. That would be better than Gabriel Arias. That would be better than Brian Rocchio. That would be better than Angel Martinez. That would be better than Bo Naylor. That would be better than Nolan Jones.
Yeah, and he had a 5-year, $25 million extension, and then we shipped him away because he forgot how to hit.
He was pretty crappy.
Andres is having a bad year too, but could you imagine, just for a moment, an ALCS between the Cleveland North Toronto Blue Jays and the Cleveland Guardians, and it comes down to a Shane Bieber
What if it's John Means versus Shane Bieber?
Great. Slade Ciccone against Shane Bieber. Parker Messick against Shane Bieber. I don't care. Give me the guards. Give me the guards. You can't tell me that there aren't hitters in that lineup that faced him. At Shane Bieber during practice, during simulated crap. You can't tell me that people wouldn't want the opportunity to face him in a game that matters.
Also, it could go the other way. Shane
he could shut us out and
probably knows our tendencies.
15 Ks and they win. But it's not MLB The Show, so that we'll take that out of that. But still, it's fun to think about what could be, guys. There's 18 games left. 18. All the Guardians have to do realistically is go 12-6. And they're in the playoffs.
Possibly.
And then we're making a run, and we're talking about October baseball, and we're talking about a season to remember, because guess what? This team was dead and buried a month ago. Everybody wrote them off, and the Guardians are done. They're done. They're not going to do it. They're dead. This team sucks. Sell the team. Dolan sucks. Manager sucks. The whole team sucks. Everybody but Jose. Trust me, I should have screenshotted every tweet that I saw that bashed this team, just so I could publicly shame you if this team makes a run. Because you can't cheer for them now. If you can't cheer for them when they suck, you don't get to cheer for them now.
They'll say, even if they squeak in the playoffs, they'll say it's still a disappointment. The team still stinks, and they should have done more in the offseason to get better. But we also
should have. But you can't. No one has a crystal ball. No one can predict the future. No one can predict injuries and
right. We laid out
underperforming and all of that.
Exactly. We laid out all of the underperformers, and to piggyback off of that, the last time we talked, we were talking about how if they were going to make this run, if they were going to get better, and they needed to have their stars be stars. And we're finally starting to see Stephen Kwan come around, which, as of our last recording, he was having a below average hitting season. His WRC plus was a 99. And he's starting to heat back up, and he's heating back up at the just right time.
Yeah. David Fry last night with his double. Jose's doing Jose things. Stephen Kwan is coming around when we need him the most. Austin Hedges hit a home run the other night. Like,
wow,
there are
that
guys
was a fun game until it wasn't a fun game against Boston.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
It was. But, yes, but I'm saying guys are coming around when it matters most, when we need them the most. And that's all it takes for a team to win. Look at the Cubs in 2016. They came together at the right time. They got hot, and then they beat us. Don't tell me about the rain delay. Aroldis Chapman, Najee, Rajai Davis hitting the home run. There were so many cool things in that series, in that Game 7 alone. They were just the better team that night. They had 108-year drought. Okay, I get it. It's our turn now. We're at what? 80-some years since we've won a World Series? 1948 was the last year we won.
48? It was 48?
48 was the last one we won. Way too long. I wasn't even born yet. My parents weren't even born yet. We just want one. Just one before I die. That's it. That's all I want. Give me one. The Cavs did it in 2016. They're good now. If they win more, perfect. I know that team that plays football in Cleveland, the Mistake by the Lake, I don't think they're winning one anytime soon. They're cursed. They got a kicker that can't make kicks. We have a rotating door at quarterback. Like, come on. It is the Guardians' time right now. Forget the team playing football. The season's long for them. They got 16 more to play. We got 18 for the Guards.
The Browns season. The Browns season might be over before the Guardians season is.
I've already said the Browns are mathematically eliminated from playoffs through one game. Why not?
If the Browns lose the next two, which
they got Baltimore Sunday. That don't look good for them. But Baltimore's coming off the loss to Buffalo, and who knows? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Anyway, we're not.
Well,
I'm not.
I was going to say, now that Mike has gone on that tangent.
Yep, we're back to baseball.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up, Mike. Let's get back to the game. Where can people find you?
I am on Facebook and X at Mike Vorhies. If you look at our banner below, if you're watching us live or going back and watching us later, you can see that we have magically put our social media handles at the bottom of the banner there, where you can find us. Brian, where can they find you?
I am at Weathershaw, WXSHAW on X, where you can find some statistical analysis and some funny GIFs sometimes. And then also Bryan Shaw on Facebook. We are Guardcast MLB on Twitter. We are MLB Guardcast. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, and you can watch us on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully the Guardians keep playing well. We're going to talk to you in 2 weeks.
We will. Folks, be safe. We'll see you soon. Go Guards.
Go Guards.